We start a relationship, a business, a project, or even a dream. And somewhere inside, a voice whispers, "Keep going. Winners don't quit." It feels like the right thing to do. But Annie Duke's book, Quit, challenges that idea. She says the problem is not that people quit too much. The real problem is that people quit too late. Imagine a person digging a hole, searching for treasure. They dig for hours, even when every sign says the treasure is somewhere else. They don't stop because stopping feels like admitting defeat. That is the trap, and many of us fall into it without even noticing. Quitting is not always weakness. Sometimes quitting is intelligence. The big lesson is simple. Success is not only about knowing when to persevere, it is also about knowing when to walk away. The sunk cost trap. Imagine buying a movie ticket. 10 minutes into the film, you realize it is terrible. The story is boring, the acting is painful, you're already thinking about your bed. But then you say, "I paid for this ticket, so I should stay." That is the sunk cost trap. A sunk cost is something you already spent and cannot get back. Money, time, energy. The mistake is believing that because you already paid a cost, you must keep paying more. Rationally, the past should not control the next decision. The movie ticket is already gone. The only question that matters is, from this moment forward, is staying worth it? The past can teach you, but it should not imprison you. The takeaway is clear. Do not throw good time after bad time just to protect the memory of your effort. Grit is good, but not always. We love stories about grit. The student who studies after failing, the entrepreneur who keeps going after rejection. These stories inspire us because persistence matters. But Annie Duke makes an important distinction. Grit is valuable when you are on the right path. It becomes dangerous when you are on the wrong one. Imagine someone trying to enter a locked house. They push the front door again and again. They sweat. They suffer. They call it determination. But 1 meter away, there is an open gate leading to a better house. In that case, persistence is not heroic. It is blindness. The takeaway: grit helps you win only when the goal still makes sense. The monkey and the pedestal. Imagine you want to build a circus act. The plan is simple. Teach a monkey to juggle while standing on a fancy pedestal. Most people start with the pedestal. They design it, polish it, decorate it, and they feel productive. But the hard part is teaching the monkey to juggle. Annie Duke says people work on the easy parts first because easy progress feels good. In business, the pedestal might be a logo, a website, or a perfect presentation. The monkey is where the customers actually want the product. The takeaway: identify the hardest, riskiest part first. If the monkey cannot juggle, the pedestal does not matter. Kill criteria. Decide before you are emotional. One reason quitting is hard is that we usually decide while standing inside the storm. When the project is failing, emotions are loud. Pride says, "Don't stop now." Fear says, "What will people think?" Hope says, "Maybe 1 more month will fix it." That is why Annie Duke recommends kill criteria. Kill criteria are rules you create in advance that tell you when it is time to quit. They are like exit signs in a burning building. You decide where the exit is before the smoke fills the room. For example, before starting a side business, you might say, "If after 6 months I have fewer than 10 paying customers, I will stop or change direction." Make quitting rules while your mind is calm, not while your ego is fighting for survival. Quitting on time. Feels too early. When you quit at the right time, it often feels too early. When the evidence is already obvious to everyone, you probably waited too long. The company is already collapsing. The project already drained your savings. The relationship already broke your spirit. Good quitting happens before the disaster becomes undeniable. Imagine a sailor watching dark clouds far away. Waiting until the storm is directly above the boat is not bravery. Turning early may feel unnecessary in the moment, but later it looks wise. This is why quitting can feel uncomfortable. You may never get perfect certainty. You may only get warning signs. The takeaway: do not wait for complete proof. In real life, quitting wisely often means acting before the evidence is painfully obvious. Opportunity cost, the invisible price. Every time you say yes to one path, you quietly say no to another. That is opportunity cost. If you spend 3 more years in a dead-end job, the cost is not only your salary or stress. The hidden cost is the skill you did not learn, the business you did not start, the better opportunity you did not chase. Annie Duke reminds us that quitting is not just about escaping something bad. It is also about opening space for something better. Imagine your hands holding a heavy stone. Someone offers you a seed that could grow into a tree. But your hands are full, so you say, "I can't take it." Sometimes quitting is simply putting down the stone. The takeaway: staying has a price, even when that price is hidden. Identity makes quitting hard. Quitting becomes especially painful when the thing is connected to your identity. It is easier to quit a hobby than to quit a dream. Easier to leave a project than to leave a version of yourself. A person might say, "I am the founder. I am the strong one. I am the person who never gives up. I studied this for years, so I must continue." Annie Duke shows that identity can trap us. You are not just past choices. You're someone who can learn, adapt, and choose again. The takeaway: quitting a path does not mean quitting yourself. The smart quitter's mindset. The message of quit is not give up when things get hard. It is this: treat quitting as a skill. A smart quitter does not ask, "How much have I already spent?" They ask, "Is this path still worth following?" Imagine walking through a forest. One path leads forward, another becomes darker and starts going in circles. Turning back is not failure. It is navigation. Sometimes courage means continuing. Sometimes it means stopping. The final lesson is simple. Winners quit the wrong things, so they can keep going on what truly matters.